All right, here is the speed run of Where Do I Put the Answers International Women's Day Edition. The first thing I'm going to do is make a little lookup table to get rid of the accents. So I'm going to use just lambdas for this. We're going to table string to array. If you want to see more about my lambdas, check out the links below in the description. So this is the character, the frequency, and I'm going to put the Unicode here just to help me sort them. Make sure I've got the right ones in the right order. And then for punctuation, I'm going to do it both ways. So letter and punctuation and just letter. Right? So for the ones with the punctuation, it's just that. And for the ones where I just want the letter, I'll blank this out. In both cases, I'm going to do upper of the letter for the rest of these, and then the accents I got to get rid of. I was tempted to use find and replace on the whole workbook, but then I need these accents in my answers, so I'll do this instead. All right, so now I need to, and only the names matter here, I need to do letters and punctuation and just letters, right? So equals concat XLOOKUP of string to array of this, right? So now I look up those characters here. Locked, double locked, not just partially locked, all the way locked. And I return on the letters and punctuation also locked. Okay, close, yep. And then the just letters version is the same thing, but based on probably column E, right? Yeah, there we go. Bring those down. Now I'm going to start by doing level 1, right, which is just the top 20. So I just grab these and put them in the top 20. This is the shortest one, right? So if I do the length here of the whole thing, um, keep this all on the left. I also have to not reuse anybody, right? So I'm going to make a used, and this is my exists lambda. So I'm going to keep track of the answers here from E44 down to E44 to E253 locked, both locked. So if the name exists, then I can't reuse it. Um, and for the bonus, right, did I already do the bonus? This is the smallest of this on here. Okay, and that one I didn't use before. Then level 2 is next, right? So it's got to be a odd length, right? So this is going to be level 2 is odd of this. And instead of making a formula, I'm going to use autofilter. So I need level 2 to be true, and I need used to be 0, and then I'm going to pick the top 20. Looking in the bar at the bottom tells me when I've got 20. Oop, I messed something up. Control C, Control V. All right, bonus 2 is next. Whose name ends in repeated letters, right? So this is B2. I'm going to do the rest of these, right? L3, B3, L4, B4, L5, B5, L6, L7. Make sure I stay in the right order. All right, so the mid of this, from this minus 1, 1, that's the second to last character, and it equals the last character, meaning that means you end in double letters, right? So now I want the ones that are true here and have not been used. Yep, and this is the first one, right? Is B, so that's the answer to B2. And then L2 is the ones that have EN or NE, right? So find is case sensitive. What I want is search is not case sensitive. So find text NE within here. And if it's missing, just go ahead and give me a 0, right? Or a false or a 0. And then I want to do or this or the other version of it, which is EN. So if either of those are true, then it is acceptable for level 3, assuming that it hasn't been used before, right? So we got to turn off the ones who've been used. And then I grab 20 of those and stick them in. Now, got to always remember to go up to a bonus next, right? So now I'm on B3, which is the middle one of the remaining, right? So what do I have left if I filter for the zeros, right? It says I have 83 out of 145 left, which means I've got to find 41 of them, right? There's 41. The next one is right here. And I got to pull it correctly, right? So that is the one that's in the middle, is after 41. Now I got to go to a level next. So level 4 is one instance of AA, BB, etc. So I've got my letters pre-made, right? So I can now make the double letters like that. There's my double letters. And then in here, I'm going to do, right, string to array of the letters and the punctuation is what I want for this, right? Without the auto filter, please. So I'm going to do that. And shift array, the same array, but shifted up 1, right? Yeah, so A, D, D, A, etc. And I have to not fill in because I don't want it, I have to fill in because I don't want it to wrap around, right? So is this the fill? No, that's the number. This is the fill, right? So it's not wrapping around. There we go. So now let's call that A, right? So what do I want to do? I want to do exists in this array here, locked. Oh, F4 is locked. F4 over here also needs to be locked. A, right? Yeah. And then it is the sum of this is the number of that pattern that we have. So now I need to filter. This is not bonus 3. This is level 4 actually. Right? So now I need to filter for exactly one of these, and it has not been used before. All right, tricky part of this is to get the thing. This is the one I messed up, Estée Lauder. That's where I broke it on the live attempt because I didn't use the handle the thing in Estée Lauder, and that's not right either. It's got to be the original names. Yep. Did not handle the accent in Estée Lauder. So there's level 4 correct. Now we have to do bonus 4, contains no repeated letters. Well, that's much easier than the last one, right? Just use my set lambda for that, which just finds the unique values in a set. but all I care about is letters. Forget about punctuation. All right, so there are the unique letters, and I need to know what? If the number of that equals the length of just letters, right? That means that they're unique letters. So here, I think there's actually two answers, but this was first, so I'll bet that's the answer that the case author intended. And then from bonus 4, now we go to level 5, 6, 7, or 8 consonants. All right, so level 5, I'm going to use set difference, starting with the string to array of which one do I care about here? Because I need to know it's just the letters that I care about, right? Yeah. So I take just the letters and I subtract A, E, I, O, and U. So hopefully this will give me just the consonants, right? Yep, that's just the consonants of Ada Lovelace. And I take the number of rows of that. And now I use my handy auto filter again to get 6, 7, or 8 of these. And also it has to be unused. And then I got to pick the top 20 originals, right? I put these in and that looks good. And I got one more bonus to do, right? The greatest GCD of the most repeated letter, distinct letters, total letters. All right. So now back in here, I'm going to find the most common letter first, right? Which is just @ frequency table of just the letters, right? @ frequency table of string to array of just the letters. Yep, so that's the most common letter. So now I need to know how many of that letter there are. So let the common letter be that. Now I'm going to X the frequency common letter is X COUNTIF in this array, the common letter and then the total letters is the length of this, and the total unique letters is the rows of the set of string to array of this. Right, so now I need to know the GCD of, that's not a lambda, GCD is built in. Frequency of the common letter, the total letters, and the total unique letters, right? Is there, well, what's of these is not happening. Frequency of the common letter is there. Well, I mean, I have it from the frequency table also, so let's say I do take the frequency table of string to array of this and I take the first row and 2 columns. So now it is what? The length of just the letters, and then the rows of the set of string to array of this. And then the GCD is GCD of this, this, and this. So if I copy this down, man. All right, Control C, go down, highlight, Control V. No, no luck, huh? What do we want to do, guys? All right, there we go. So of the ones that are not used, what has the highest GCD? And it is this person. All right, now we can do level 6, right? Gets easier at the end. Now, yeah, just sum up all the letters, right? So now equals the sum of XLOOKUP of string to array of just the letters is all that matters on my letter table, returning on the number values. No, I was not done. Just hit enter by mistake. There is number values. This has got to stay locked. All right, so now I'm going to sort by putting used smallest to largest, and then L6 largest to smallest, and then the tiebreaker is the alphabetical name. So my top 20 of these looks correct. And then for level 7, I need to sort by sorted but without the vowels. Okay, so now equals string to array of the letters and the punctuations together, right? Because you still sort the punctuation. I don't think it matters. String to array of that, filter string to array of that by exists in A, E, I, O, U. So this has got to be 0, right? So that is the end of the exists equals 0. That's the end of the filter. And then concatenate that, right? And then we sort again. I can just use autofilter for this. Put this alphabetical A to Z and then the zeros on top like that. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye. All right, here is live attempt of 2026 Brazil Esports round 3. Hopefully this will start it, right? Yeah, am I set up? Yeah, I'm good. All right. Where do I put the answers? Where do I put the answers? I wonder if this is going to be a non-traditional thing. Let's see. Okay, solving level. All 145 names are listed here. Where does each answer go? Start of the challenge. All 145 names are available. Each name can be used only once. Must be removed. Answers must be given in alphabetical order. Worksheet is already sorted that way. All right, so I'll do this to keep the original order. Because of the challenge mechanics, there'll be no examples. Solving out of order, getting one wrong may compromise everything afterwards. Treat accented letters as their unaccented equivalents. Y is not a vowel. Spaces and punctuations are not letters. After all, you already have the answers. Who are the first 20 women listed? So if I copy this in here and in here, and now we'll know that I use them because they're here, right? Among all the available names on the list, which one is the shortest? All right, so, for used, I'm going to be exists on here locked, right? Those are the ones I've used already. Yeah, should be fine, right? I've used 20. So who is, among all available names on the list, which one is the shortest? So if I do the length of that, and then the smallest of this, returning on the name, must be lined up correctly, 22 to 146, is Marta. So now Marta is used. So next is level 2. Considering the list of available names, who are the first 20 women who meet the following criterion? Total number of characters is odd, including spaces and punctuation marks. Okay. So now is odd the total length, including spaces and punctuation marks. So if it is used already, then it's not okay. If it is odd, then it is okay. Otherwise, it's not okay. And then the first 20 of these, which I can get by filter, auto filters, probably not exactly a conventional way to solve this one, but it should be fine. 20 of those. Oh man, you mess one of these up and everything else goes to heck, right? Who are the first 20 women? The total number of characters in the name is odd, including spaces, punctuation marks. Should be good. And now in my sheet, those are all used, right? Yeah, okay. Now is time for bonus 2. Among the available names, who is the first woman whose last name ends with repeated letters. So the rightmost character equals the second to last character. So, which is the mid of, let me do second to last character first, right? The mid of this starting at the length of this minus 1, and it's 1 long. Yeah, that's it. Equals the right of this. Okay, so that's repeated letters, and I need one that's not used. I need to auto-filter the whole freaking thing. So that makes bonus 2 there, and now bonus 2 is used, and now that person has been used. All right, back to case. Level 3 is next. Considering the list of names available, who are the first 21 who meet the calling criteria? Their name contains the letters E and N next to each other in either order. So it has to be either EN or NE. With no space between them, I hope. That's a little ambiguous. So L3 is find is case sensitive. What I want is the one that's not case sensitive, which is search. Right? Search is not case sensitive, so search NE within here. And it says there is none, right? So this is going to be my NEs. Right? So yeah, there's an NE. So let's call that A. And then B is going to be the same thing, but for EN. And then let's take a look at B. All right, those are my ENs. Yeah, there's an EN for that person. All right, so now ifs, you're already used, then nothing, or then 0, let's say. If A equals nothing, then 0. If B equals nothing, then 0. Otherwise, 1. B, yeah, I don't want B anymore. I just want this. And then, God willing, there's some of these. Yeah, there's Jane. It's with an NE. I'm not getting 20, though. If A equals nothing, then 0. If B equals nothing, then 0. If that's true, then 0. I don't know, man. All right, so this is just going to be the one for NE. And this is just going to be EN. So good equals if and this equals 0, B2 is not equal to nothing, C2 is not equal to nothing. Then 1, otherwise 0, and there needs to be 20 of these. Still only 1. All right, that's weird. This is here. G111 equals 0. Is it not lined up correctly? Yes, no, it's not lined up correctly, which is a problem, first of all. Two, two, two. Right, it's just one of these, not both of them. All right. OR of these. I was ANDing them when I need to OR them. Yep, now I got 24, so it's the first 20 of these. 19, 20. So I'll have innies or those. I'm going to do this, which will make sure that they are now all used up. And then bonus 3 is next after level 3. Who is the woman whose name is in the exact middle position? List should contain an odd number of names at this point. All right, so the used is 0. There is 83, which is an odd number of names. So 82 divided by 2 is 41. So it's the 42nd name. So I'm going to go down 41, right? And then I'm going to say this person. Then I'm going to go down 41, right? Yeah. So this is now L3. And she's marked done, and I move on to L4, right? Yeah, L4. Who are the first 21 with the following criteria? Two identical consecutive letters. There is only one occurrence of this pattern in the name. Okay. Doesn't seem too difficult. So the pattern is just this equals this and this. So that's the pattern. And then my, my possibilities are equals string to array of the name, right, as a row. And then I shift it over one to the right. Equals transform array or shift array to the arrow right by 1, filling in nothing, right, equals this and this. I should do this left, I think, to get them all, maybe. A, D, D, A, then a blank, then L, O, L, V, yeah, like that. And the last one is E, so this is correct so far. To blank and that. But not based on M2, based on this. So now I need to check each of these against the thing. I could do this in a single cell, but it's probably easier for me to do it this way. So then I find the longest one, which is there. Exists in this array. This. So equals, and this equals 0, and the sum of this, the sum of this equals 1. Is this a level that I'm working on? Do I need 20 of these? Yeah, I do. This is level 4. Ooh, ref is bad. Why do I have a ref at the bottom? That's fine. Oh, please let there be 20 of these. 22, there we go. All right, so there's 20. They definitely have, exactly one double letter, right? Equals. It's got to be equal to 1, right? Yeah, okay, good. So there's level 4. These guys are all getting, if I put these guys into level 4, right? 20. Not like that. Like that. Now they all show up as used. Next is bonus 4. On the available names, who is the woman whose name contains no repeated letters, so it's unique, right? Okay. So everybody just have one space? No, they don't. All right, so I got to get rid of the spaces first. So this is going to be no space. Text. Old text is space. The new text is nothing. So now is all unique is equals unique or equals set, right? So the set of string to array of B2, right? So the rows, number of rows of that equals the length of B2. That means that all the letters are unique, and there should be only one that is not used. There is. Okay, and her name goes like this. All right, level 5. Considering a list of names available, who are the first 20 women to meet the following criteria? The name contains 6, 7, or 8 distinct consonants. Okay, fine. Did I make her used? I got to make her used also now. Yeah, Golden Meyer is now used. All right, so I need to know, using my no space again. So this is the set of letters, right? So the set of string to array of this is the unique letters. And so I do set difference of that and A, E, I, O, and U to subtract this. I'm going to make this upper just in case there's something case sensitive happening here. I've already taken out the spaces. Okay, good. That is this without consonants, right? Coco Chanel without that is there. So now the rows of this is the number of unique consonants in there. And I need people who are not used and have 6, 7, or 8. 6, 7, or 8. Auto filter, here we go. 6, 7, 8. and I grab the first 20 of their names, their real names, including spaces, right? And I got to copy that into here, and I got to copy that into here, paste values. Now last bonus, right? Level 5, bonus 5. Among the available names on the list, which one has the greatest common divisor of the following? Frequency of the most repeated letter, number of distinct letters, and the total number of letters. Okay. Yeah, and I can't move on without this. All right, frequency of the most repeated letter is interesting. That's like my frequency table, like the first row of the frequency table. Okay, these are used already. That's actually probably the hardest one for me. If I do this, so the frequency table of string to array of the no space version. Do I have to worry about the accents and stuff? No, it doesn't look like it. There's a period there. Oh, the period might mess me up. I wonder if the period messed me up already. The period's not a consonant, right? Let's try that again, because I'm counting the period as a consonant. All right, so my last 20 U's that are not a bonus. Is there anybody with a period in their name? Yes, Octavia E. Butler is a problem. J.K. Rowling is a problem. Crap. All right, so everyone from Dolores. Oh man, these little things are getting me. Okay. Does it matter if I get rid of them? Crap. Okay, so substitute period with nothing. So now let me do the ones that have 6, 7, or 8 consonants. See if J.K. Rowling is still in there. Starting with Dandra. J.K. Rowling is still okay. This person is still okay. Octavia E. Butler is still okay, barely. All right, just got to call it. Just got to keep going. Crap, I'm almost out of time. All right, so this is the frequency table of this. Take the 1 row, 1 column. That's the most common letter. So let's count if string to array, this, comma, that. All right, after most common comes the number of distinct letters and the total number of letters. Gotta get rid of more non-letters. set of the string to array of that, the rows. And the total number of letters is just the length of the no space, only letters. And then what do I need? The GCD. Is that how you do GCD? Greatest common divisor? Thought it was. I don't know. All right, so this is of the ones that are not used. Someone has a 3, right? Who's this person? Who now becomes used. And then level 6. Highest sum, well, that's very easy. And then level 7 is the remaining ones. String to array of this on here, returning here. I know there's mistakes in this though because of this, all the accents and stuff. Oh. So, and there's some NAs. So what? Beyonce, Estée Lauder. Can I? And then E. Oh. You. Should have done this at the very beginning in order to actually get this right. Now I take these and what, I pick the 20 highest? Okay, and of the used ones, they're in order of the 20 highest. Ace of a tie, alphabetical order prevails, which is what I have now. So there's 20 of them. But I got to use their right full names. And then what does that leave for level 7? Is there a new remove vowels and sort them alphabetically? Just try sorting them alphabetically. So I have 30 seconds, and now I'm going to try to do it with removing vowels. All right, starting with Beyonce. Yeah, no, I can't remove vowels. I'm so close. String to array of this, and then string subtraction. All right, well, that was fun. All right, thanks for watching the live attempt.